We are starting our 12th weekend where we are sharing insights on quantum spirituality, healing therapies, and quantum spiritual and transformation and the stages. And today is our 23rd class in quantum psychotherapy. And the topic today is other quantum spiritual growth, development, and transformation stages, and how we can reinvent our life. So the 7 stages of quantum enlightenment is a framework often associated with teacher Thusness or John Tan, first written in 2006 to 2007. And it outlines the progression of insights that lead to a quantum leap in how one perceives reality. So we are going to see how one perceives reality over all these 7 stages and how the perception of reality changes across the stages. And the first stage is the I am, the awakening to being. The initial awakening to a pure sense of existence or presence beyond the physical body and the thoughts is the aha, where we realize that we aren't our body, we aren't our thoughts, we aren't our emotions. We discover a pure sense of existence that is permanent and unchanging, and we feel like a witness or a detached observer. From I am this person to I am the awareness behind the person. During this time on our pilgrimage, we have studied this, but have we fully experienced it? The second stage is universal presence, the I am everything. And the expansion of this presence includes all animate and inanimate objects, a sense of universal consciousness, a sense of I am expands. And we no longer feel like awareness trapped inside a head. We feel like the consciousness that contains the entire world. This is a sense of oneness or cosmic consciousness. When we look at the tree, we feel it is made of the same stuff as we are. So we are moving from individual witness to the universal ground. And the third stage is a state of one-pointed nothingness. This is the phase of total surrender and oblivion, where the ego self begins to dissolve into effortlessness and spontaneity, characterized by deep stillness and disillusion of the seeking mind. The focus shifts from the content of awareness to the source of awareness. We experience intense nowness, a state of effortless being. We might experience gaps in thought or a feeling of sacred void, and we are moving from expanding the self to dissolving the self. I love this. I'm going to make this model the one that I will use for my own personal development, growth, and transformation. And the fourth stage is that of luminous clarity, the non-dual leap, a quantum leap in perception is where we are now. I love this. Where the dualistic knot is untied. Oh, I love this. And we realize that there is no separate hearer from the sound. There is no separate thinker from the thought. This is the first true quantum leap. I'm not yet here, but I'm working towards being here. We realize that the witness, the observer, and the object that is being seen are not two separate things. We experience a knot in the center of the head untying. We don't see the world. Ah, wow. The world is seeing. We move from I'm aware of the sound to there is only the sound. The fifth stage is the no self. This is the thorough realization of no self, where the sense of an internal witness or agent completely disappears, leaving only the flow of manifestations. This is the most profound deconstruction. We realize there is no thinker behind the thoughts and no doer behind the actions. Reality is a spontaneous flow of events without a central manager. This is where we get out of the picture. This is where we get out of our own way. Oh my God, I love this. Life becomes light. Life becomes playful, and life becomes incredibly vivid, and there is no ego to protect or defend. Oh my God, this is blowing my mind. No ego to defend or protect. So we move from being the observer is observed to there is no observer at all, no self completely. And this leads us to the sixth step, which is emptiness, nothingness, the complete void. The nature of presence is empty. And at this stage, we realize that not only is there no self, but even the experiences themselves are empty of inherent existence, ungraspable and interconnected. Oh my God. We realize that not only is there no self, but there is no thingness to the world either. Oh my God. Everything is interconnected and constantly changing. Nothing has a solid, independent, inherent core. And we move from seeing the flow to realizing the emptiness of flow. This has completely blown my mind now. Oh my God. I love this. And the seventh stage of quantum enlightenment is spontaneous integration. And this is the final integration where awareness is understood as always having been non-dual and already perfect. And practice becomes dynamic and inseparable from daily life. Oh, this is very sweet. And the quantum cycle completed and is completed by returning to the ordinary life. Whatever it is we experience that we always have been, we bring it into our ordinary life. We no longer distinguish between spiritual and the mundane. We experience total integration. This is a stage where you will be washing dishes or where you'll be working and speaking, but you do so from a state of unshakable freedom and non-attachment. And we move from seeing enlightenment to living as enlightenment. We move from seeking enlightenment to living as enlightenment, because enlightenment has always been there. Enlightenment is the nature of our mind. This is really incredible. So with that experience of this particular model of quantum spiritual growth, development, and transformation, are you ready to rewire your brain so as to reinvent your life? Have you ever wondered why we procrastinate, why we are perfectionists, and why we lack motivation? This is not laziness. In the present moment, what we do right now is what determines our next moment, our tomorrow. And I'm sharing this with you now so that it can motivate you to grow and transform to the other stages where you have not yet reached. And the reason we procrastinate is that when we are trying to create that future we want, or when we want to start a new project, all of a sudden in this present moment, we begin to feel anxiety, we begin to feel stress, we begin to feel fear, and we begin to feel all those uncomfortable emotions, and we begin to put the project off until later. Because the primary function of our human brain or our human mind as human beings is not designed. It's not designed. It's not designed to make us successful. It is designed to help us survive. And our mind in that present moment, in order to help us to survive, it's not comfortable with a new thing that is coming on. So it is looking back to our past in order to determine what it should do in the present moment to keep us surviving. So all those failures, all those setbacks, all those traumas that we've gone through all our life are having an impact on the present moment. And that's why we are feeling an emotional fear when we are trying to strive for that new future. And to make things worse, the more we repeat any former behavior, like fear of failure or fear of success or thinking that we do not deserve love, the more this is solidified in identity associated with that particular behavior. And before long, we find ourselves reliving every single day a life that feels unchanged. We keep dancing on the edges. We keep sitting by the fence, not crossing over. And before long, nothing will change in our life because we aren't changing who we are in the present moment. We haven't changed who we describe ourselves are in the present moment. If I am describing myself in this present moment as a failure, will I be able to continue through with the new projects that I am envisioning? So what is the solution? The solution is we have got to free ourselves from ourselves. We have got to reinvent our current internal map. And the reason why it is one of the strongest forces in the field of human psychology is the need to remain congruent of who we identify ourselves as in the present moment. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of success. So, how we identify ourselves in the present moment is what controls our behavior in this same present moment. So, what does it take to let go of what we don't want to be anymore so that we can be who we need to be to create that future we truly want, to handle that new project that we want? And this is why the only way we can say no to perfectionism, say no to procrastination, and say no to lack of motivation is to manage our mind, our thinking. So, my dear friend, do not wait for a future that is not coming. Create one for yourself. Reinvent your life now. So, reinventing our life with quantum inspired thought field theory is what we are going to do. And thought field theory was developed by Roger Callahan in 1979. And he based his theory on quantum physics and the idea that the thoughts in our mind, those thought fields, are invisible blueprints for emotion. And thought field theory and quantum spiritual transformation go hand in hand. While thought field theory is a psychological intervention for emotional distress, it's often used as a tool for spiritual and energetic transformation by practitioners who view the field, that thought field, through a quantum lens. And in the context of quantum spiritual transformation, thought field theory is applied as a method to manipulate the body's subtle energy fields, to manage our aura with some theorists believing that our subtle energy fields are interconnected and are connected to a broader universal or quantum consciousness, the unified field. So integrating quantum-inspired thought field therapy into a spiritual practice shifts the focus from fixing a problem to unifying and tuning a frequency. And in this framework, our thought field is seen as a localized expression of the universal quantum field. And by tapping, you remember EFT, but this is different from EFT. By tapping, we aren't just calming a nerve, we are rearranging the energetic information held in our aura to align with higher consciousness. And some quantum perspectives of thought field therapy argue that consciousness is the primary driver of our reality. It is the primary driver of our reality. And by altering thought fields via tapping, a person may experience a shift in their internal and external reality, which is often described as a spiritual awakening or a transformation or a quantum leap. So there is energy, there is quantum energy alignment. When we tap on particular meridian points, this releases energetic perturbations or blockages. And this is viewed as returning the individual to their natural resonance or to their innate vibrational harmony, which is a key concept in quantum healing. So tuning the human antenna, quantum spirituality views the body as a transducer of consciousness. And if our meridian system is congested with stress, which is low frequency energy, our reception to intuition or spiritual downloads is muffled. And quantum-inspired thought field therapy is used as a clearing ritual to scrub the meridian lines, effectively tuning our antenna to receive clear guidance from the quantum field. And collapsing the trauma timeline using observer effect suggests that attention influences reality. And the transformation occurs as spiritual practitioners use thought-field therapy to identify karmic or ancestral patterns that are held in our aura. And by tapping while observing these deep-seated fears, we collapse the emotional charge of that old timeline, freeing our energy to move into a new, higher vibrational state of being. That 0 point field is a state of infinite potential, the vacuum state of manifestation. To manifest a spiritual intention, we must first reach a state of nothingness. I will repeat that. And I love this statement. To manifest a spiritual intention that we set, we must first reach a state of emptiness or nothingness. Nothingness, nothingness. And how do we do that? By harming to create a quantum vacuum in the mind, which we can seed, in which we can seed a new spiritual intention or affirmation. And harming does exactly that. It creates that nothingness, that emptiness, that quantum vacuum in the mind. Every time you hum, you are doing exactly that. So now let me take you through the quantum-inspired thought field therapy. And to perform this quantum-inspired thought field therapy, we move beyond fixing a problem and instead we treat our body as an energetic antenna tuning into a higher frequency. And this process combines traditional tapping with creative visualization and heart-centered intention. So the first step is to set your intention. instead of focusing on phobia, identified a limiting frequency, e.g., I feel separate or I feel stuck, and choose a target frequency. For example, I am connected to infinite possibility. I am connected to infinite possibility. I am connected to infinite possibility. So we have sent our quantum intention. Now you have to rate the current state on a scale of 0 to 1. How does that target frequency feel right now? And 10, the highest, means it is totally blocked. I am connected to infinite possibility. I am connected to infinite possibility. As you say it, how does it feel right now? Is it on a 1, meaning it is not stuck? Or is it at 9, meaning it is still blocked? So the second step is the field clearing sequence. And this involves tapping 5 to 7 times on this specific point that I'm going to tell you while you repeat, I release old timeline and open to the quantum field. I release old timeline and open to the quantum field. And the 5 places you're going to be tapping are the side of the hand, the karate chop. I release old timelines and open to the quantum field. I release old timelines and open to the quantum field. I release old timelines and open to the quantum field. And then you go to the beginning of the eyebrow. I release old timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. Then you go under the eye. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. Then under the arm, 4 inches below, I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. This is under the armpit, about 4 inches. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. Then you end with the collarbone. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. I release all timelines and open to the quantum field. Then the third step is the brain bridge. This step scrambles old neutral loops to create a quantum void, a state of nothingness in the mind, while continuously tapping on the point, the groove between the ring and the pinky knuckles. Here, this is called the brain bridge or the 9 gamut. And as you tap there, You close your eyes and then open the eyes as you are tapping there. Then you look down, hard down right, then hard down left, like that, as you are tapping. And then you roll eyes in a full circle clockwise and then counterclockwise. And then you hum 2 seconds on a tune activating the right brain. And then you count 1 to 5 rapidly, activating the left brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you hum again for 2 seconds. And the fourth step, you are collapsing the wave for integration. So now you take a deep breath and focus on your heart center. And you tap the collarbone point again, visualizing a golden light expanding from your chest into the room, then the world, and finally the entire universe. And as you do that, you affirm, you make an affirmation. I collapse all limitations and inhabit my highest potential now. I collapse all limitations and inhabit my highest potential now. I collapse all limitations and inhabit my highest potential now. And the fifth and last stage is reassessing. So check your 1 to 10 scale. If you feel lighter, if you feel spacious, or if you feel tingly, you have successfully shifted your state, and you feel light. If you still feel dense, repeat step 2, focusing specifically on the physical sensation of that density. And for the best quantum results, do this in a quiet space where you won't be interrupted, as the shift often feels like a subtle change in your internal atmosphere. So practitioners often describe these experiences as shifting the soul's frequency to align with higher states of awareness. And the quantum model suggests that all healing ultimately involves returning to our natural resonance, to our innate vibrational harmony. And thought-filled therapy works with the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. And it is a profound healing and transformation tool that can occur with regular tapping. So as we end this presentation, what insights have you received on using this therapy, this thought-filled therapy for transformation of you and your clients? Thank you so much for listening. Wish you a blissful evening. Thank you.